Hello, my name is Liz, and welcome to the Tiny Treatery. Happy Halloween! It's gonna be Halloween this Sunday, so I am dressed appropriately and on theme. Today, I will be making candy corn, homemade candy corn. I hope this goes well, because I think it'll be pretty fun if it does. I know candy corn is like a very controversial kind of candy. I can't have the name brand Brock's candy corn because it may contain nuts. I can't have Kroger brand, and I almost bought some for like comparative purposes, but when I looked at it, it looked like dry and yucky. It just did not look very appetizing. So I really hope this homemade stuff turns out delicious. So I'll show the recipe on screen now, both with the original yield and the tiny yield, and meet you in the kitchen. Welcome to the kitchen. This recipe consists of powdered sugar, powdered milk, salt, granulated sugar, corn syrup, butter, and vanilla. First things first, let's get measuring. Okay, so it's all measured out here. Pretty simple, not a lot of ingredients going on. First, I'm supposed to sift the dry ingredients, which if you noticed, I already did that as a part of the measuring process. So I'm done with step one. I forgot the corn syrup. No. Now I'm done measuring all the ingredients. All right, sift the dry ingredients, get out a baking sheet and put a baking mat on it. This is where our candy corn dough is gonna cool later. Done. So now in a saucepan, I am supposed to melt the butter, the granulated sugar, and the corn syrup. The instructions say to use a 2-quart saucepan and that the pan size is important and to not use a smaller one. This is 1 quart, but I reduced the recipe to be half. So I'm hoping that it's fine. We'll see. Butter, granulated sugar, and the corn syrup. This is not easy to work with. It says I'm supposed to swirl it once or twice. I guess I'm not supposed to stir it, but that like weirds me out because a bunch of this is liquid and then there's just a big gob of sugar in the middle. Am I really not supposed to nudge it with a spatula? This happened in the last one too. When I was making the caramel sauce, it was like, don't stir it. And I don't know why that is. Guess I'll just let it go. Avoid stirring the sugar if at all possible once you put it on the stove. Agitation can cause the sugar to crystallize. If you have to stir it, use a clean stainless steel spoon. But in the middle, it's like messed up. I don't know if I believe in this. So if you have to stir it, use a clean stainless steel spoon. Because if you don't clean it off in between, the sugar that's left over on the spoon and what you put in the pot can cause a crystallization problem. Spoons made from other materials like wood or plastic could have foreign particles or residual fats on their surface that could, you guessed it, cause it to crystallize. I don't really know what crystallizing means, to be honest. And I'm still not positive that this is working out. Okay, maybe it's melted now? I'm definitely not doing what I'm supposed to, but I don't really care. Okay, this looks melted, so that's a good sign. Now I'm supposed to check the temperature. So I got this candy thermometer. I'm supposed to clip it to the side of the pan, but obviously my pot is not big enough for that. So I guess I'll just put it here. I don't know if I can make this so that you can see it. You probably cannot see that, but I will try. When it reaches 245 to 250, okay, once it gets there, I'm supposed to remove it from the heat. Oh my god. Okay. Remove from heat. Do not know what to do with this. Okay. Bro. No. Not on my iPad. My god. At least it didn't like put a hole in it or something. Okay, now I'm supposed to put this in here, but it might sputter. Ugh. Okay, that's fine. Add the dry ingredients and stir with a stiff spatula. Try and show you some of this. I don't think I have the time to move the camera. So I'll try to hold it here, but I don't know if I can. Okay. Wow, that was really easy. Supposedly it's supposed to smell bad at this part, but honestly, I think it smells kind of okay. And I'm usually a pretty picky sniffer, so. Now, pour the dough onto our cooling sheet. Ooh, it's already hardening a little. All right, now I'm gonna let it cool for 5 to 10 minutes, and then I'm supposed to chop it into thirds, dye it, and then roll it into ropes, like, you know, in candy corn order, and then make little candy corns. So yeah, I'll probably do all of that kneading and twisting and coloring work over at my other filming station. So yeah, I guess now you'll see me making the candies. Happy Halloween again. It's still not Halloween, it's the 28th, but it's a new day, so I'm wishing you happy Halloween again. Well, I have my candy corn here, so I'm really surprised at how easy that was to make, because given that it involved boiling sugar, I was really worried it was gonna just be a disaster and I was gonna have to do it again. But the whole thing, I think, took less than an hour, even like with filming. With filming maybe an hour, but still, that's like a lot better than the caramel disasters of last week. So I have some that are like extremely wonky, because I guess, you know, if you try to cut them when they're too soft, they just like stretch and bloosh and whatever. So some of them look pretty weird. Then when I first started doing it, I was making them kind of big. So I have some that are like much larger than the ones I did at the end, because by the end I kind of figured out how to make them a more appropriate size. So I have some that are indeed smaller, but all of them, of course, do not have quite the characteristics of store-bought candy corn. So obviously they're more flat. They don't look actually like kernels of corn in the way that candy corn tends to look. They are stickier and they're softer. I don't know, I think probably that they'll harden like over time and maybe like dry out a bit, but they're definitely like wobbly and a little sticky to the touch, which I don't think is true of store-bought candy corn. But what about the taste? Let's find out. I really don't want to eat candy corn at 8:30 in the morning, but this is when I have time to film this, so I'm eating candy corn for breakfast. Wow! Oh my god. The texture is like dead on. Obviously it starts out chewier, but when you chew regular candy corn, you know, once your saliva interacts with it, it becomes like softer and chewier. So I guess you just get to that stage faster if it's already soft. Sorry for the smacking noises. But it's like the candy corn texture and basically the flavor, but like honestly a lot better, which I was not expecting. You know, usually things that are store-bought, like they've perfected whatever's going on. They know what they're doing and they've got it down. So when you do it at home, it's like, yeah, this is cute, this is nice, this is wholesome. But does it really taste better? Or is it just like the mental bias of it all, of thinking that something is homemade is better? Because like, I don't think my cakes taste better than box mix, but just saying. But this is better. It's the vanilla. The vanilla comes through a lot, and it's really nice. I guess regular candy corn's probably vanilla, but it's not as strong as these, and it's really making a difference. Because I could probably eat a considerable amount of these. Whereas with regular candy corn, you get like 5, maybe 10 deep, and you're like, ugh, I'm ill. I might start feeling ill if I keep eating these, but I'm a lot more inclined to continue than I would be if it were store-bought. Wow, what a nice surprise. I also have this mega ball of all the dough that was like on the ends that wouldn't let me make like a full piece because the ropes were uneven. It's kind of a lot. Might regret that. This is really good though. Amazing. What a wonderful Halloween treat. I'm so happy that this went well. And now I know how to do this. And it's really easy. It didn't take that long to boil up and be ready, although I did half the recipe, so it might take a little longer if you're doing the proper size. But then you should use a bigger pot. So like the overall surface area that the sugar has to like heat up upon should be pretty much the same. So the boiling time actually hopefully would be similar. I don't know. Don't quote me on any of that. And then you pour it, you wait, and then you get to color it and roll the ropes out and cut the candy corn. It's a nice little Halloween craft. As long as you can safely do the sugar part, like, you know, if you are a child or something, ask for parent permission. But for all my adults out there, okay, so one of my alarms went off in the event that I didn't get up early enough to do this. Anyway, like I was saying, very fun Halloween craft, and then you get Halloween candy at the end of it. I mean, like, what is a better craft? What could you really ask for? You get to do a spooky Halloween activity. It's not spooky, but you know, a Halloween-aligned activity. Well, maybe boiling sugar is kind of spooky. You get to do a Halloween activity, and then you have Halloween candy as a result of the activity. I mean, it's like all in one. It's perfect. So, highly recommend this. The recipe is linked below with the detailed instructions, and I hope everyone has or already had happy Halloween. You got to eat some Halloween treats and enjoy yourself however you may do that. And thanks for watching, and subscribe for more baking adventures.